Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, May 2nd. It is 6:23 right now. We have market opening up in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's being sent out. And it looks like we are good to go. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. All right, going down to the 1 hour. 30 minute, 15 minute, 10 minute, and 1 minute time frame. All right, good. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, May 2nd. It is 6:27 right now. We have market opening up in about 3 minutes. Let's see, we got NFP that happened right here at 5:30. So mark up that 5:30 news candle. We have Media Impact News at 7 o'clock, and that looks like it might be about it for today. All right, looks good. All right, guys, looks good. So good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, May 2nd. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:28 right now. We got market opening up in about 2 minutes. If you guys are looking to take the breakout, looks like the breakout for today is going to be a sell. Let's see what's here so far. Morning, Lila. Morning, Nick. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Christian. Yeah, Nick said those pre-market moves seem to hit a lot. Yeah, they do. I've seen them a lot. The thing with me is that like I see them, and then when I take them myself, they don't work out, right? So, and I'm sure you guys have kind of ran into that issue. So for me, I just don't trade in the morning because I don't want to be bad luck to those morning entries. But they do hit. I've seen them hit a lot and pretty often. So they are, for the most part, good, if not decent entries for the most part. So, all right, guys, we got the market opening up shortly in about 2 minutes. Again, the breakout for today is going to be a sell, looks like. Looking at the overall direction of the trend, trend looks bullish here. So, I mean, price might shift up, but I mean, who knows? We'll see. It might actually come down though, because we have the bullish move here from NFP, and price may come back down to, fill that gap, basically that big move to the upside. So overall trend here is bullish. So 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 10 minute, 5 minute is all bullish. 1 minute is also bullish, but it's shifting down to the downside. But I mean, we'll see what happens here when market opens up. The ATR is currently at 16 right now. So we'll see in a few. Let me go and just adjust this to 7 real quick. All right, we got the market opening up in about 15 seconds. 15 seconds, we got market open. And market is now open here. So let me go on market opening price. Not too much of a move right there on open, which is kind of surprising. But there goes the breakout, pushing to the downside. Yeah, price just sitting here right now at opening price. Not really much of a move right here. Yeah, very small move, 50 points. Back and forth. Hey, what's up, Sam? Morning. Morning, Ben. All right, so we're gonna wait a little bit for the market here to, sort of stabilize a little bit. This pre-market entry over here came up for a sell at MPSV2. I think it already hit. Yeah, it just hit right there on the opening candle. There's a pre-market MPS V2 right there for a sell that came up. Also pre-market MPS V2 for a buy right here at the sessions, but nonetheless, it was still MPS V2 setup right there. So this is what I see a lot, Nick. So what I see a lot pre-market is you'll have one that hits right away, and you'll have one that kind of goes back and forth for a long time. The one that's closer to market open. And this is the one that I always end up getting caught up in. That's why I don't really take the opening or pre-market entries. I just learn from it because I'd always like get stuck in it. I get stressed out because market opens up and then it starts to shift the other way, and it's like always throws me off. But they do hit. If you get one earlier, so if you get one like before 6 or around 6, those will usually hit. But as you get closer to like 6:10, 6:20, this is when the market starts to go sideways before market opens up. So, all right, there's no entries here right now, guys. Liquidity right here pretty much got hit. I'm gonna clean that up. Liquidity up here got hit too. I'm gonna clean that up. And we'll take a look for our opportunities for entry here. So looking at this right now, we have price pushing up, buyers in control. Looks like this might be one of Brock's entries if it ends up rejecting off this point. Well, not Brock's entries, but the strategy that he's been looking at. It's currently at the liquidity right there. So what he typically likes to look for is a fake out, basically liquidity grab, and then continuation back down. I don't know if Brock's here right now. He's not, but I want to see how this candle closes. If this candle closes red, then it's possibly going to be that setup that Brock is looking for. There is no sell signal there. There is actually. It's an active one right now. A buy signal right there, that's currently coming up. All right, so this would technically be a setup for Brock's entry. If anybody is looking to take that, we're just something that we're testing right now. This would be a sell right there. This is not an entry that I recommend taking. It's just something that Brock has been looking at. I've been following it with him. If it's something that we can, if we can add this on, and this could be like another strategy to look for with the MPS V2, then so be it. Because this is probably like the first leg. So I've told you guys before, there's like multiple legs of a strategy. I'm gonna take this off. I don't want you guys to think I'm in the position, but like I mentioned before, there's multiple legs in a strategy. There's like a first leg, a second leg, which is usually the MPSV2, and then a third leg, which is the A++. So we usually try to get in right here. We don't try to get in immediately on the first leg. So for this strategy that Brock has been looking at, it's basically a reversal strategy, basically liquidity grab, reversal back to the opposite direction for a reversal. So that would be the first leg. Like, so for example, here, if this was the case and this first leg played through, this would be the reversal. Then the NPS would come right after. And then the A++ would come right after there for the three legs. So just something to keep in mind. There's also a leg to the upside because price over here came down to the liquidity was below, and it technically could have been a push to the upside. That's the problem with that strategy that Brock is looking at, is that it can really flip either direction. So that's why I typically don't like to get in on the first leg. I try to wait for the MPSV2 so I can get in on the second leg, if not A++ for the third leg. So just something to keep in mind or to look at, as we continue along. Trying to update my trader sync yesterday, but updates on that. Updating now. All right, there's no entries here yet. I'm looking for the MPSV2. So in order for us to get an MPSV2, we need a buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, we can look for price to push up, retrace, continue up higher. The ATR is actually like pretty low right now from, kind of what we're used to on open here. Market is ranging though, so we'll kind of see what happens here as price continues to, obviously go along. But we'll give it some time. There's no rush here, guys. It's Friday, it's NFP. I'm looking for those quality entries here. Yeah, I think a lot of people took vacation this weekend. Tarek's not here as well. He's in the Bay Area, so he's not going to be here on the live today. I think Barack is traveling. Let's see, Mike is asking, what are the darker red and darker green lines, vertical lines on your chart? That's to show who's in control at the time, Mike. So like, for example, right here, I said the sellers are in control. So we have a red line there. This price pushed up and it shifted down. And then right here, we don't have the buyers completely in control, but this is where I would say the buyers started to regain control because it hit a low point here and then it's pushing up. So that's why I'm looking for that buy signal. If price ends up shifting back down, then I would just take this off because technically the sellers would still be in control. I could either take that off or I can put another red bar right here. The reason I put that so that you can kind of understand what to look for, right? Like you're looking for a buy or you're looking for a sell. So it's just for visualization purposes. There's no specific need for it. It's just so that you know that at this point we're looking for a buy currently. Yeah. I just try to make it clear because, sometimes people will ask, are you taking a buy or are you taking a sell? It's easier for them to just look at this here and it's like, okay, we're looking for buys. Still no buy signal though. So we will continue to wait here, of course, until that buy signal has appeared and closed.
Connection.
Had a connection lost on my Ninja Trader. Let me see what disconnected. Okay. This might take profit accounts. I haven't had a connection loss in a long time. Log back in though. All right, so we have a V1 setting up right here, double body rejection. This could be a reversal pattern back to the upside. There's not really much going on here. If I mark up, so this is what I'll do for now. I'll mark up the range. This is pretty much the range for right now. So price has basically been ranging within this area here. Not too much going on. This hasn't really been such it hasn't been really an eventful NFP, I feel like. NFP, well, this is how the NFPs typically work. It's either going to be super volatile, it's going to be super rangy, or it's going to be super directional. This week it hasn't really been very much. Usually NFP is like the craziest week out of the month. I think because there's a lot of other news that's foreshadowing NFP, of course. So like let's check the NFP candle right here, how much it actually moved. Yeah, so the NFP candle here actually didn't even move that much. It moved about 153 points. Usually the NFP candle will move quite a bit more. The good thing with this NFP candle though is that it was a smooth push, right? There was no retracement. Like you could have basically took this for a buy and you could have passed all of your accounts. If you guys traded with me last year, this was something that I kind of introduced to a lot of people. There was a lot of promos going on with Apex where you could buy accounts for like 10 bucks. And the NFP over here would be like one of the main trades. It would be like NFP, PPI, and CPI, where you can buy a bunch of accounts. You buy like 20 accounts for 200 bucks, and then you just pretty much YOLO it. And that's kind of what we did, or what people would do. They would just YOLO it. And then if it went to like 100 points or so, they would pass like a 300K account. And within that first, like they just that big move. So that was something that I introduced to you guys, a long time. A lot of people got funded accounts doing that, just or funding on the big accounts because they were able to YOLO it. But I stopped recommending it because the news channels would just be a lot choppier. This one's actually pretty smooth. I haven't seen a smooth news channel like this in a long time. Usually they're super choppy. Like you get price where it ends up pushing up and it comes down super hard. Lila's asking what's YOLO. You don't need to know, Lila. It's just a term. It stands for you only live once. Um, where you kind of just take the trade and you hope that it goes in your direction. I mean, you could look it up, Lila. It's a term people used to say a long time ago. Yeah, exactly. Like what Daniel said. Gamble your account pretty much. It's like a one-shot go. Like back then, you could buy an Apex account for like 10 or 20 bucks. And you would just like you could buy it. And then so what I would do is I would buy 40 accounts, right? So this is what I did a long time ago. Like this was like a year, maybe 2 years ago. I bought 40 accounts and 40 of my accounts took buys, or no, 20 of my accounts took buys and 20 of my accounts took sells. So what happened was whatever news went, if news went up or went down, I would have won on 20 of the accounts. So 20 of the accounts would have gotten burnt, and then 20 of the other accounts would have got funded. So I had like 300K accounts funded right away. It was like 50 bucks an account, if not less. So, it was worth the risk. I think that's how I got my accounts funded the last time, because what happened was if you guys were trading with me for the past 2 years or 3 years, I had the 300K accounts, and then something happened where my accounts wouldn't close out. So I ended up blowing all the accounts. And then I just ended up doing that trick. And then it ended up, that's how I got my accounts back right away. Because the thing is, it takes a long time to pass a 300K account. So that's why I did that for that specifically. And I just did a cost basis analysis. It was cheaper for me to do that than to actually trade the account normally for like 3 months or 2 months. Yeah, exactly. Like what Christian said. So like Christian said there. Yeah, Lila said, I can't risk that. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I have I have an overflow of cash from all my trading over the years. So I was able to take that risk. Because the thing is, it was like 50 bucks an account. So like 50 bucks times 40. It's basically $2,000 to run that trick. and then I pass, and then I would have to pay the activation fee. So I basically paid 2,000, and then on top of that, I had to pay like I think 220 per account. So I basically paid like 5,000 in total, or 6,000. So 6,000 you get 2,300K accounts funded right away. I wouldn't really recommend it to someone that is on their last dollar, or like that doesn't have excess funds. But for me, I did. It was just I paid a premium to pass the 300K accounts right away. Sam said NFP was awful. Took a stop loss in gold there today. Yeah, how did gold move today? So let's see. Surprisingly, gold took a pretty big dump too. Like it looks like there was no retracement in a lot of these. But if you're on the wrong side, yeah, you would have taken the slump very heavily. Let's see. William said, I'm not sure if they allow that anymore. Yeah, I know. I think they probably outlawed that because everyone was doing it. When I started doing that, everybody else started doing it too. It was funny. Um, yeah, it was interesting how that came about. The other Nick is the one that actually told me about that. He just had like a crazy idea, and I was like, your crazy idea actually makes sense, and that's why I went on and did it, and it worked. But yeah, like what William said, I don't think they allow for it anymore. And we have a really slow market today, guys. I mean, it's not super, super slow, but it is pretty slow. Like the volatility is there. The ATR is at 33, but we're not really having much direction. So we're not really having a directional push right now. The market, you can see here, I marked up this range like from over here. And price has been respecting this range pretty much this whole time. We haven't gotten a buy signal yet. So yeah, it's not really doing much, like what Daniel said. It's all good though. You just got to be patient. The moves are going to happen eventually. It's just going to be a matter of time until it does. So just got to hang tight. Yeah, Sam said he was going to buy in gold, took a 30 pip stop loss. Yeah, at least it was just 30 points. Wasn't anything crazy. Because like when I used to, or no, actually I would use a 30 point too. 30 point is pretty good. I feel like it's not like it's not going to eat up your account as long as you don't go super heavy on the contract size or lot size. Yeah, so let's make that back, Sam. Let's make it back on here. Let's see, Sam said, I know I asked you yesterday, but when you call the market summer market, what's the criteria? So summer market is you get a lot of this. So see how the market's going back and forth? You get this majority of summer. It's a ranging market. That's why like typically we shift to like a sideways strategy instead of a directional strategy during the summer. So you get a lot of this, but you also get low volatility. So this is sort of like how summer would look if you haven't traded summer before. This is like the summer criteria. Basically, it's a lower volume, lower volatility, lower ATR. There's going to be some directional days, but not a lot. Like you're going to go a lot of weeks where you're going to have a lot of this pretty much every day, and you'll have one day that week where it's moving directional. So it's just something to keep in mind. I mean, I've traded, so I've been trading for about, I think 13 years now. So I've been trading 13 years, and I've been trading live with you guys here for about 8 years. So if you guys have been with me for the past 8 years, you guys have traded 8 summers with me, and it's always been the same, except for COVID. COVID was different. So everything but COVID was pretty much the same for summer. It's a slow market. COVID was crazy because everyone was home. So like you had a lot of people who were trading that don't normally trade, and there's a lot of volatility and liquidity in the market. So yeah, the COVID COVID days were different, but every other summer, like post-COVID, pre-COVID, it's pretty much been the same. Um, if you want to look it up, you can even Google it. Like the term is called go away in May. So what happens is, or sell in May and go away. That's what it's called. Let me see. I'll look it up for you right here. Sell in May and go away. That's the term. I mean, it's just tradition with the trading market. Why is this? I don't know why my Google thing's in white. Usually it's black. But anyways, yeah. So why do they say go sell in May, go away? The phrase refers to an investment strategy for stocks based on the theory that the stock market underperforms in the 6-month period between May and October. If investors follow the strategy, they sell stocks at the start of May or during late spring, and then have the proceeds held in cash. It's a strategy, but like for the most part, it's because there's low volatility during that time. So like, let's see over here. It says it's 2025, a year to sell in May and go away. Yeah, it's kind of different because this year is we have all the tariffs going on. We have Trump president, so I don't think it's going to be the same. But this thing has been something that's been like people have been following this for like since the beginning of trading. So it's a little different, but if you want to check it out, feel free to look at it. Just Google sell in May and go away. That's the kind of the phrase and the term for it. And it just typically means that the volatility and everything dies down so that um, typically the bigger players go on vacation. That's usually what happens. They go on vacation and then market volatility dies down. You have a lot of retail traders who are in the market that don't really know what they're doing. So they cause the market to go sideways. Um, and then they come back at the end of summer. So we'll see. Yeah, Sam said in a liquidity sweep at the moment, just break even hit. It's a little choppy, huh? It's kind of hard for you to get that. So Sam over here got into a liquidity sweep to the downside. I wonder if this one here actually played out. Let me measure this. No. That's up Barack says he's writing it down. Cool. So we have price break past the opening right there. Damn, this thing's dumping now. So the volatility is definitely starting to pick up quite a bit. You guys can see from these current candles. Huge spikes right there. So we have the sellers, which basically came back in control right here at this point. Price is pretty much coming down to this level of liquidity. One thing that you want to look for here, guys, is possible liquidity sweep. So what I think, well, ideally, this is kind of what we're expecting price to do, right? Fill the gap from this NFP spike right here. Price pushed up, consolidated, now it's coming back down to fill this gap, right? This gap right here, and it's basically it's back into the gap from the news price. So this is the NFP news from earlier. Price basically spiked up, and now price try to come back down to the NFP price, which is what we talked about this morning. This is why I was saying, look out for the possible correction to the downside. That's basically what's happening here. There's no entries for anything though. So like the MPSV2 came up right here. The A++ came up right there, and then basically price went sideways from that point. We're currently at this liquidity, so we'll see what happens here if price ends up bouncing off this area, or if it breaks below and continues to drop. Let's see, Brock says TP is at 41.81. So Barack is aiming for the lower end over here of the NFP candle. So the NFP candle is right here. Barack's aiming for the lower end right here on this bottom side. If price does continue to drop, it'll probably drop down to this lower liquidity down here. We have news coming up at 7. It's medium impact news. Factory orders forecasted to be negative. We got nothing here right now. So it looks like that fake out is happening right there. So this might shift back up. Looking at this here now, yeah, so looking at this liquidity, basically what I'm seeing here is a liquidity grab down below, fake out, basically a break and retest of this area, and push up higher. We'll see. Guess we'll see what happens here. Let's see. Roxy, the liquidity reversal missed the momentum, by the way, notice? Yeah, there's no momentum there prior, but there's one that's pending right here, Brock. So this might be the setup if the if the buy signal comes up. The thing is, we had a buy signal that was pending up here too, Brock. It never came up. So we were looking for an MPSV2 to the upside right here, but it just never came up. And then it ended up ranging for a bit and it broke below. So we'll see. I'm in no rush to take any entries today, guys. It is Friday. As you guys know, Fridays and Mondays are typically the riskier days. Fridays because people are exiting the market for the weekend. Mondays because people are re-entering the market from the weekend. So, it's like the opposite spectrums of the market there because people typically don't hold futures into the weekend. Um, the margin costs are just way too high. There's a lot of risk that can happen. Not just futures, but like most assets. Unless obviously you're swing trading something, you have like a low contract size or lot size, then you can hold on to it. But for the most part, people don't like to hold over the weekend. Retail traders specifically. See, Brock said we were stuck on a bearish momentum, never gave us green, so we can look for a bearish momentum sweep after. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking for the same thing too, Brock. Like I'm looking for that buy signal, push price up, and then possibly a swing back down. The thing is, the overall trend is bullish though. So if you look over here on the higher time frames, so 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish, 5 minutes bullish. The only bearish one here is the 1 minute. So that's why I was looking for price to swing to the upside. But I mean, we might not even get that because there's going to be a bunch of red flags around this area. Buy signal still hasn't came up yet. So we still haven't filled this gap yet. I mean, Brock has been looking to take the right to the downside here, but haven't really filled that gap yet. Looks like we might have another consolidation area right here. Yeah, Brock City, yeah, but the gap is big. I saw it when you highlighted it. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, this gap is huge, right? It's a really big gap. So I don't know if it'll actually, I mean, what might happen is what I can see here from my personal perspective is it might be looking to fake out here. It looks like it's trying to lure in people to cash the sells, right? Because if you're a retail trader, obviously, everybody's looking for this gap to get filled, right? Like literally everybody and their mom's looking for this gap to get filled. Like this is so common that this is what everybody looks for. They're looking for this here to get filled. But I think what might happen here is price might consolidate within this area, lower in the sellers, and then shoot it right back up. This is what I probably see happen here. I think it'll consolidate, range for a bit, lure in the sellers, and then as it lures in the sellers, it's going to shoot all the way back up. So for Rock City, yeah, adjusting TP to 41,120 just to be safe. Yeah, I can see that happen right there, Brock. I mean, here are the levels that I marked up. So it depends on how price sticks within this range here. So look at the range over here. It actually extends out pretty far. So we have this bigger range right here. and we had this range over here. So price started right here, consolidated, pushed up, consolidated, pushed back down, and it's back into its original consolidation range. Yeah, Barack said protecting profits, man. Blue days turning red is a bad thing, especially on a Friday, right? Especially on a Friday. Nice. Sam said he got 25 pips on the 1453 liquidity sweep. Okay, nice. So you got this liquidity sweep down here. So we were looking for that liquidity sweep earlier. We were looking for the confirmation though. So we did see that liquidity sweep. That was kind of what we were looking for price to hit liquidity and then come back up. Thing is, our buy signal never came up here. Basically looking for that W pattern, right? I mean, it's starting to set up right here. You can see the W pattern is really starting to set up. Test, retest, reversal. So it's a possibility. I mean, if that buy signal would close, we'd have a better idea, but yeah, that buy signal has kind of been bouncing around a bit. All right, we have news right here. It's medium impact news. I think it's factory orders. Yeah, factory orders right there. It was negative, just like I mentioned. So it was forecast to be negative. It was actually worse. Trying to update my calendar on Trader Sync, but for some reason I keep getting stuck on synchronization in progress. All right, we got nothing going on here. Price is still consolidating sideways. We have another pending buy signal here. I really just want the buy signal to close. Once that buy signal closes, great. And then I'll look for possible MPSV2 either to the upside or the downside. Looks like this one might actually close. So we'll see what happens here shortly. Just got some time here. Jarrell's asking, where do I grant permission to access Tradeovate as an add-on? You have to log in on the Tradeovate Trader app. So go to trader.tradeovate.com, go to your settings, and then on Trading View, enable the add-on, and you should be good from there. Daniel said, give Barack that 120 real quick, then swing back up. I know, right? Yeah, I was hoping it was going to come down a little lower, but it's doing exactly what my analysis said earlier. So it was luring the sellers, and then now it's coming back up. So that W pattern that I drew earlier, it's playing out perfect right here. Buy signal still hasn't came up yet, but yeah, the W pattern there is playing out. I basically retested this area. So what it was doing down here is luring sellers in. I mean, it was pretty obvious, right? Like, if you want to, I think to get better at your analysis, guys, you want to look at what everybody's looking at. So for example, if you see this big gap right here, you want to look at this and you want to think what would be the opposite of this happening, right? So that's how, like, I didn't know this was going to happen, but I had a feeling this was going to happen because I was like, everybody's looking for a sell here. So if everybody's looking for a sell, I'm more of a contrarian thinker. So I was like, if this here keeps tapping this area, it's going to lure in sellers. and it's going to stop everybody out. Not stop everybody out, but like a lot of people who are trading with tight stop losses, right? Because what typically tends to happen here is people will try to enter a sell right here. Their stop loss will be around there, right? Pretty close. Or they enter another sell right here. Have that pretty close. I wouldn't necessarily chase the buys here because now this could be a trap to the upside, right? It's just fake outs in both directions. So like, for example, this was a fake out for sellers to get trapped, another fake out for buyers to get trapped, fake out for sellers, and then another fake out for buyers right here. So see how price just keeps getting faked out? It comes down, fakes out, comes up, fakes out, comes down, fakes out, comes back up, fakes out. And where is it? Where's the area where it keeps pulling to? The range, right? So the same range I drew here earlier, price comes back to this area. So it doesn't matter if you're taking sells, taking buys, etc. It's so easy for people get faked out. That's why I'm not really looking to take trades within this area right here. Like I'm looking for that buy signal to come up and then push up here. Look for entries up here, where I'm looking for that sell signal to come up after and push down here. So Daniel said, doesn't listen to me, it hurts Sean. Barack said my trail is stuck at 41,297 plus 33 points. Need to break that. So let's see. 41,297. Okay. So Barack's stop is like up here, back at the upper range. So I would say you might want to think of like if we get a buy signal, you might want to be a little wary about it because I think if we finally get that buy signal, like you can see the buy signal here keeps coming up, but it keeps failing to close, right? I think once we get the actual buy signal, I think that's where it's going to start to climb up. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going back and forth in this middle area. There's just nothing going on here. Price is just sitting within this range, kind of similar to what we saw earlier. Yeah, Brock said problem with trails, it gets stuck when price gets stuck. LOL. Though it was expected. Yeah, I agree. And Brock said, yeah, if I see it, I'll kill it, or if it comes anywhere near the open. Yeah, I agree. I think if price can break past the sessions over here, because this is a whole red flag area, right? The sessions right here. If price gets past the sessions, then it'll probably continue climbing. If it doesn't, then it's probably going to, obviously swing back down. There's just a lot of areas for fake out here. So what I think is happening here now is they're trying to lure in some buyers at this point. So earlier they were luring in sellers, and then they stopped them out. I mean, this is a big push. So like, unless you have a really big stop loss. Yeah, it's about an almost 90-point push right there. So they're lured in sellers, stopped them out. Now they're luring in buyers. And then possibly swing back down and stop them out again. Let's see. Sam said Sean making a staircase pattern going up. You reckon may sell from 41,310? Let's see. So Sam is thinking possible staircase to the upside. And then sell from 310. That could be a case, yeah. So yeah, I can see that happening. I think if it does get up to this area right here though, Sam, I think it's going to consolidate. So if you look at the market structure and the patterns in the market, what it's doing here is it's consolidating. It breaks out. Then it consolidates again. Then it breaks out. Then it consolidates again. So I don't think it's going to be a staircase pattern. I think it's just going to break out and then go back into consolidation around here. Because that's basically the pattern that's happening here, right? Consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout. This was only like maybe like a few candles that actually broke out. And then same with this right here. It's doing the same thing. It's kind of consolidating. So I think right here, it's going to keep faking out and pulling back into this range. And then eventually you're going to get like one big green candle. It's going to spike up and then it's going to consolidate right here. Like I don't really see the directional moves that we're used to seeing. Like typically we see stuff like this. Price will like kind of staircase up like what Sam's saying. And then it breaks back down, consolidates, and then it comes back down further. Like typically we see stuff like this. But with this type of market, see, like we're starting to get a big candle here. I think we're just going to get like a breakout candle, like just not a small staircase up, but I think it's going to like maybe like 3 candles push up, come down a little bit, push back up, and then consolidate further. I mean, who knows? This buy signal has been pending for a long time now. See where it's going to close right now. Okay, so the buy signal did close right there. This might be a fake out though back down. So see how this came up right here? What may happen is, so there's 2 scenarios here that'll play out. We have a buy signal here now. So it's either going to push up and just go into this range, or it's going to fake out right here and then come back down with the sell signal. And then if it comes down with that sell signal, we may have possible opportunity for price to come back lower. Let's take a look at the confluences. I haven't even taken a look here yet. So here is the market profile on the 1 minute. Let's just see where price is kind of pushing to. Okay, so right here on the 1 minute time frame, price was kind of sitting here at the point of control. It's breaking above the value high. So this is what I can see here now. Now that price is broken past the value high, maybe a break and retest of this area and a push back up to that higher level. 30 minute over here, we have a rejection off the point of control. And price may try to push up to the value high. Same with the 1 hour, same exact thing, rejection off the point of control, push up higher. Here is the volume profile, rejection here off the value low. Push up higher. Here is the clean chart. So this is a nice break and retest pattern here. It's kind of broken above it, consolidated, retest, retest, higher. So the buys here actually look pretty decent, but I mean, I don't know if they'll hold. Okay, so this is going to be tricky because if price comes back down, like see how we have the rejection right here off the point of control. If price comes back below this area, we're going to have double rejections. Rejection off the value high as well. Yeah, so it looks like it's faking out right here. I think it's going to come back down. So it looks like a fake out right here. And it's going to pull back into the range below. I mean, who knows? We'll see. We have red flags here, so there's like it's really hard to kind of tell where price is going to go, but I think it's going to fake out from right here, possibly fake out from this point, and then pull back into this lower range. Yeah, there we go. Now that I'm seeing it right here on the 1 minute, that looks like the key here. So it looks like price faked out at the value high right here, lured in the buyers. Now breaking, retesting back to the point of control. Target area is going to be point of control down here. Basically the range. So the range where it was earlier. Looks like that might be the case. Looking on the 30 minutes, so that rejection that I was just talking about, if it closes below here, this has about 16 minutes on it, so it's got some time. I mean, there's a lot of different confluences here. Unless it creates a new range. That's tricky. This is going to be a little tricky because there's confluences on both ends. We're having the rejections off the bottom end right here. You see the support and resistance. I think the most tricky part about this area where it's currently sitting is the fact that we have a lot of different scenarios that can play out. I mean, it's not really one-sided right now, right? I mean, there's analysis for buys, there's analysis for sells. Here's a 1 minute time frame. So if you look at the range right here, this range actually lines up exactly with what we have on our main chart. So the support resistance right here actually lines up perfect. We got the range down here and we have the range up here. Same with this one right here. Yeah, we've got the lower range down here. We got the bigger or the upper range right here. So looking at this now, this is actually starting to make a little more sense because we're here on the support resistance charts. So it looks like price is trying to climb up. So it looks like your staircase analysis is actually playing through right there, Sam. I mean, it wasn't as clean as we were hoping for, but it's a it's a staircase pattern that you're looking at right there as well. So I was expecting a breakout, but the volatility here just isn't high enough, right? We're currently at 31 ATR. If we were higher, like in the 40s, maybe 50s, we get the bigger spikes, kind of like these over here. But these candles are like half size, so we're getting that staircase pattern right here back into the range. So basically, the original range right here, price just came down slightly, and it came right back up to this upper area. There's an NPSV2 right here, but it was at opening price. Yeah, it was a little too tricky. I don't think I would have taken that entry there. I mean, it's still running. So if anybody's taking that, I'm following with you guys. Oh, actually, it was this one down here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, thanks, Siobhan. But actually, it already hit. Yeah. So it was right at the sessions. An even bigger reason why I wouldn't have taken it. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, thanks, Nick. I just saw your message right there. Said the MPS is running. Yeah, so we had a buy signal right here. Price retraced down, confirmed right here on this candle, but it was right at the sessions. So my analysis from this morning, it played out perfect. So like I said earlier, everyone's looking for price to come fill this gap. It just faked out, came down right here, lured in sellers, lured in more sellers, and it came all the way back up. Sam said he's looking for a sell response, at least for a scalp. But it could blast in either direction. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Nick said when you say it is away from the sessions, a full ATR. So for me, I typically don't like to see when it's at the session. So like right now, it's at the sessions. This would be away from the sessions. Basically, it's just not touching it. So for the entry right here, we have the buy signal, retracement, and confirmation. But the actual confirmation candle was at the sessions, meaning it was touching it. So if it was this candle over here, this would have been okay. This would have been the entry, but it would be at opening price. So that's what I mean about it being at or away from the sessions. So this would be at sessions because it's touching, and this would be away from it because it's not touching. However, it was touching opening price, which is the blue line. So either way, this would be a red flag entry no matter what, whether it was touching the sessions or not, because it would still be touching the opening price right here. All right, so we're back to where we started. So market opened up around this area. Now we're back in this area here as we continue along with today's session. We've been in a ranging market pretty much every day this week. So if you look at the support and resistance chart here, price has been in this is the big range, right? So this here is the big range. And these here obviously are the smaller ranges. Goes back into the range. So if you guys look at this pattern, so this is the market structure I was showing you guys earlier. Like basically, you have consolidation, breakup, consolidation, breakdown, consolidation, breakup, some more consolidation. Nothing super special, but that's just the type of market that we're in today. Barack said, market, by any chance, can you send us some bearish momentum signal for a bearish MPSV2? See, here's the problem. If we get that bearish MPSV2, then we're going to be in these red flags right here, Barack, which I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, we can get that bearish MPSV2, and I'll look for it to swing back up. And I'll possibly look for buys. Ideally, I'd want to look for buys here because everything here is bullish, right? 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 10, 5, 1's bullish. Everything's bullish. So I would prefer to take buys here. I mean, if we get a sell, that's fine, but preferably I'd like to see that kind of bounce. Nice. So Sam over here sold at the red doji. Perfect. Yeah, he got in right there. Perfect. That was actually a liquidity grab right there. So that was a liquidity grab right there, Sam. So I'll mark liquidity over here. The new liquidity. Yeah, so it's a little liquidity grab right there. Price came, grab liquidity. There's no sell signal though, so it's not one that me and Brock would be looking to take. But yeah, basically grab liquidity right here. And then it shifted back down. See, like, so for this type of market, these liquidity grabs are actually good things to look out for because um, it tends to happen a lot. Price will grab liquidity and then reverse the other way. Yeah, Brock said, but it looks like a sell area. Buys look obvious, right? Yeah, I mean, the obvious thing here are the buys, of course. So, like, if it pushes up too high. So, what I see here is like this is not a good buy area. You don't want to buy within the range here. I would buy if price pushed, past it and above, but not really in this middle area right here. And we're just back in this red flag spot. So we're back in this area right here down the middle. We have, and I'll just extend this out further. So we've got, a bunch of sessions here. We have opening price. We have a pending sell signal. Uh, Man, I was hoping for the sell signal. So I want to see a sell signal here because the sell signal will indicate the retracement or reversal. Ideally retracement. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Sam's got the best. Sam's got the best quote, man. This call was on point. Yeah. So yeah, Sam was looking to take the sweep right there at 41,310. It was a little lower right here, but the sweep for me was up here, which is not too far off. Yeah, because I go from the high points. This market is it's not what I was expecting for NFP. It looks like the volatility here is starting to die down a little earlier than usual. 323 or 723, I mean. All right, we got a V1 pattern setting up right here. No V1 on that one. So looks like we're going to stay within this range up here, guys. Price basically faked out. So if you look over here, price came into the range. It looked like it was going to reverse, faked out right here, and it looks like it's now going to stay within the range. No problem with that, but I would like to see some sort of sell signal to push price back up. All right, so here's the SR chart. Things are a lot easier to see here. It's a lot cleaner because I don't have all my markups. Which you guys can see over here. So this is the range. Price is back in. Basically a break and retest of the opening price. So fake out, break and retest. So if you guys look closely, it looks like these W patterns actually come up a lot. So there's, I mean, it's actually, that's a pattern to look for today now that I see it. So we had a W pattern over here actually. Right, that's a W pattern to the upside. And then right here we had an M pattern. So it's just opposite. So like when price shifts from direction to direction, we have the W pattern from here, we have the M pattern from here, we have the W pattern from here. So now that price is kind of back up in this area, what you could look for next is a possible M pattern to the downside if it comes back down. It doesn't necessarily mean. So we're currently at this liquidity right here. This could be a possible liquidity sweep like what you guys were talking about earlier. Or it can be a breakthrough. There's two different scenarios here that can play out. This will either grab liquidity and then shift back into the range for an M pattern, or this could break past it and create a W pattern actually. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of different scenarios here. This is why it becomes really tricky when you trade in like in a ranging market because it can flip pretty quickly and pretty easily. All right, we're currently at this upper level of liquidity. It's also at the upper range of the range. So we'll see here. Just no entries for me right now. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Okay, so looking at this here, this is what I would pay attention to. So depending on where this 30-minute candle closes, if it closes below, this could be a possible retest of the value high and then possibly come back down. If it closes above it, then possibly a break and retest the other way. So we have about 3 minutes left on this candle right here. Depending on where this closes, I think if it closes below the red line, it's going to come back down further. If it closes above, it's going to push up higher. It's perfect rejection here on the 1 hour too. See. All right, price is pushing up. Pushing up right there. I'm going to clean this up. This is the level of liquidity right there. Let's see, Samson, I'm letting it blast to 41,378 and be in the clear. I'll take an MPS if you take only. Okay, so let's see, you're looking for the 378. Yeah, so Sam's looking around this area up here. Yeah, I think the buys would be good right here. So I'm gonna wait for this 30-minute candle to close. Like I said, if it closes above it, upside move. If it closes below it, I'm looking for that type of move. Got 40 seconds left on this candle. There's no other entries here though, so nothing to take at the moment. Yeah, Barack said next week was at 41,378. Reading the same script with Sam, it seems. LOL. Yeah. You guys are looking at the same thing there for sure. So what I would look for here, for me personally, okay, so we're at the 730. Okay, so this actually moved up. Now that it's moved up, I do think the sells here would actually be better. So what I would be looking for here is I'm looking for a sell signal to come up and then possibly MPSV2 to the downside, back into the range. So ideally, I would like a sell signal to come up maybe on this candle if possible. I don't want to get too close to the opening price down here. TR is currently at 28, so we're starting to slow down, guys. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. Market's starting to slow down a bit. We're getting the sell signal. Ideally, I want it up here, but it's looking like it's cutting down into the opening price. This might be a little too tricky for me to want to take. So I might not even take the sell here. I might wait for it to flip back to a buy. Yeah, the sell signal is coming down right here, but this is a little too low. Yeah, exactly. Sam said, looks like it trapped every buyer who wanted to break out this market, man. Honestly, yeah, I know. A lot of fake outs here. So the thing to look out for here, guys, is the fake outs, right? I've been telling you guys this all morning. So like basically watch out for the fake outs because it tends to fake out and pulls back into the range. So for example, here, price pulled down, faked out, pulled down again, faked out, pulled up, faked out, and then it came up finally and it pushed up here to another fake out, and then back into the range. Um, I would say look out for the first maybe one or two fake outs and then look for the continuation. So like, for example, right here, we have one fake out right here, right? So we got one fake out, one fake out. So, I mean, you could get stopped out in either direction. It doesn't matter which direction you guys are trading in, whether it's a buy or a sell. Depending on how big your stop loss is, you might get stopped out of these positions here. So same with these, like I just talked about earlier, like there's one fake out right here, one fake out. I'd possibly look for another fake out right here and then a push back up. So this is actually what I want to see. I want to see a sell signal come up right here. I want an MPSV2 or not even MPSV2. I want some sort of sell entry for people to chase the sells here. And then when it rides back up, that's where I'm going to take it. So I want the sell signal here to close. And when it rides back up, this is where I want to enter my buy because I'm expecting it to pull up a little higher and then maybe come back down. You know, enough space here for me to take my position, my 30 or 40 points there, basically 30 points. All right. I'm really just waiting for this buy. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Got the sell signal. I want to see that fake out. All right, perfect. Looks like the fake out is setting up already. Sell signal came up, V1 variation, reversal pattern. Oops, want to do that. Yeah, so anyways, fake out, possibly fake out here. This might not be the fake out yet. It could be, maybe not, maybe so. I ideally don't want it to drop a little lower, fake out right there. So it's basically like a mini head and shoulders. You guys see that? Like a shoulder, head, and shoulder right there. We'll see. We'll see, guys. If we get a sell MPS V2, I'm not going to take it. Obviously, it's going to be at the opening price right there, which is going to be at the sessions. All right. I am waiting for my opportunity here. I think my target would have to be 30 points because the ATR is pretty low. I'm going to go, if I do get into a position, I'll go in with the 40-40, but then I'm probably going to come back and just adjust my TP to 30. Perhaps if I hadn't chickened out, I'd still have a solid close even here, fake out galore. My guess is that they want to sweep that liquidity about the session before dripping it further. Just to guess, nobody knows. So we'll sit on my hands on the MPS V2 for a sell. Yeah, I would probably be careful with the sells here. I think the sells here would be tricky. And that's just my opinion. If you guys want to take sells, feel free, but that's just how I'm seeing it right now. There's also a bunch of red flags around here. So if you guys are looking to take this MPS V2, you need it to close below this black line right here. So if the red candle closes below the black line, that's going to be an MPS V2 for a sell. I'm not going to take that one. I'm going to wait for a buy to swing back up. Step with 1 second, guys. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Looks like the MPS V2 is running for a sell right there. Not one I would take, but it is running at the moment. Hey, what's up, Will? How's it going? We'll see. How's it going, brother? Hope as well. Finally got a decent stop with the 18-wheeler tuning in. Nice. Nice. Well, I didn't realize you became a truck driver. It's good to see you back on here, bro. I've been trying to get this going, but I know it's hard. It's hard for beginners. But all right, guys, we have the MPSV2 currently running right now. I'm not looking to take this MPSV2. I'm looking to take the buy. So I'm looking for it to swing back up and then head right back up to the upside. Yeah, Brock said he'd only take sells after 41,256, which is down way down here. All right, we got price pushing up. Let's see if we get a buy signal. There we go. We got 30 seconds left on this candle, so it's got some time. We got that pending buy signal. There you go. Got the buy signal. All right, I'll be looking for possible opportunities here for a buy. So I need to get that retracement and then possible continuation back up. The ETR is really low though, so I'll have to adjust the TP stop loss at 30. Probably even get out earlier if necessary. No news for today. We're pretty much done with the news. Nothing in CNBC right now. It's currently up 400 points, which is great. Volatility is pretty flat. It's flat, but I'm definitely looking for buys here if it ends up providing opportunity for entry. All right, let's take a look at the confluences. Not really too much. I mean, there's a confluence right there earlier. Confluence also right there. So we do have a confluence here on the 30-minute. We have a rejection off the value high, which is great. The 1 hour, we're getting confluences on both ends. Volume profile, confluence for a sell. Clean chart, nothing. I mean, there's nothing going on here. It looks like we have another sell signal. All right, so never mind. Take that back. It's a fake out day. Yeah, exactly. Brock said, yeah, it's a fake out day. Daniel said, boo. Yeah, it's literally a fake out day, guys. So like this is what I've been telling you guys, like look out for these fake outs. This is probably gonna fake out again. So again, I'm looking for this here to possibly fake out and then pull back up. The thing is, I'm glad that we weren't in a buy before the fake out, right? Because then that would have pissed me off. If we were in a buy here and then it faked out and came back down, then I would have been upset. But yeah, I mean, we're watching the fake outs happen right before your eyes. Like you guys can see here, literally all the fake outs happening. It's the same thing that happened over here. It's just on the opposite end. So if you look over here, the fake outs were happening from the bottom end and then it pushed back up. Over here is an M pattern. It's fake outs to the downside. As it comes back down. All right, let's see if it shifts back up here. It's hoping to get at least one entry today, but it's not looking like it's 7:43 right now. There's a possible MPSV2 coming here for a sell, but it's going to be into the session. So obviously not one that I'm looking to take. Did it even close below? Didn't. Got close to it, but didn't actually close below, so there's no MPSV2 there yet. This is probably gonna be an MPSV2 per sell. I'm not gonna take it though. Like I said, it's gonna cut into the sessions below. I mean, it might not even push anywhere. Doesn't even look like the entry's actually coming up here. Yeah, no. Nope. Still nothing there. Maybe on this next one. All right, let's go for another fake out right here. We got a possible buy signal that may come up on, if this pushes up above the range right here, then possibly buy signal will appear either on this one or the next candle. So basically another fake out. So fake out happened right here, another fake out right there. So you guys see all the wicks, there's like barely any candle movement, plus the wicks are huge, plus the ATR is at 25. Yeah, we're getting closer to 8 o'clock for sure. The volatility here starts to flatten out. Got that buy signal I just mentioned. So let's see if that buy signal closes. And then we'll see if we get an MPSV2 to the upside. If we get that, great. If we don't, then I don't know if we'll get any entries for today. See if this buy signal here closes. We're at about 5 seconds. Looks like it's about to close, and it looks like we got that buy signal. All right, so buy signal is closed. Looking for an MPSV2 to the upside. Nothing on the 1 minute. Rejection right here off the value high. Rejection right here off the, so this is going to look good right here too. Rejection off the point of control. Possible break and retest for the volume profile here. Clean chart, we're getting a nice rejection right there off the whole number, 41,300. We're getting a nice rejection right here off the support level. That buy signal is also an engulfing candle. All right, now we just gotta wait. Gotta wait for the retracement candle, look for the confirmation, continuation. I just don't want it to push too high. If it pushes too high, that's gonna be, we're gonna be a little too close to the range up here. Forex in today's market is somewhat like Trap Tuesday, yeah. Or what some people call it Funky Fridays, Freaky Fridays. One of those. Basically same thing. Trap Tuesday. All right, I'm looking for that retracement candle right there, that red candle, and then continuation back up with the green candle. All right, we've got 15 seconds. Unless this here ends up retracing all the way back down to the lower range. Yeah, Christian said every day is a different nickname, literally. It's market's always different. That's why it's always different. There's or fake out Fridays. That's what people would call it. Fake out Fridays, of course. That was what people used to call it. But yeah, like Christian said, there's basically a name for every day. All right, so we got price kind of just sitting right here right now. Let's see if it bounces off the range and swings back up. If we get a sell signal again, I don't think there's going to be any entries here, guys, unfortunately. Because I think it's going to just consolidate and range around this area for a bit. See, we got another sell signal right there. Yeah, Sam said, like, why would this market leave the liquidity sweep at 41,256? Either sweep, then go buy, or break and retest for sell. Yeah, exactly. It's just not making any sense, right? It's just, I don't think there's anybody in the market really pushing price around. I think price is kind of just, it's in limbo right now. Yeah, like what Brock said too, exactly. Liquidity on both sides. All right, let's see. Maybe this will be the entry that we were looking for. MPS V2 possibility here. It's got to for sure close above it though. It's not looking like it. Nope. It's not look like it. Maybe this next one. Yeah, Brock said Moody markets. Got 40 seconds left. So in order for it to be an MPS V2, price has to break and close past this black line right here. It's not looking like it right now. Price is kind of just sitting below. If a sell signal comes up, there's just not going to be an entry today, unfortunately. Oh, almost closed there. Almost got us with that one. All right, looks like we're still waiting. Kyle said playing with our feelings a little while. Yeah, there's not really much going on here. Let's see. We got maybe this one over here. It's got to close above the black line. Nope. Yeah, that thing slumped at the last second right there. And I think this is going to be the sell signal that we were talking about. So it might be a break-even week for us, which is okay. All right. Looks like I'm not going to be taking any entries today, guys, unfortunately. So here are the stats for the week and the month here. I finally got my thing updated. I'm going to update this over here. So I increased my contract size back to my normal contract size, guys. So this is my win from yesterday. I made 75,390. So I took a couple trades there. I'm like basically barely at break even. So if you look over here at my loss on Wednesday, so I took a loss on Wednesday, unfortunately. So April is my first red month for this year, which is not horrible. I mean, it's not really, this week is a break even week, but because the month ended on Wednesday, if we're just calculating my losses and my wins, this is to show you that if you stay resilient and you can still stick to your game plan, time and time, again, you guys can easily remain profitable. So Here are my stats for April. I was down to 25,215, which is not a crazy amount. I took one loss here on a Wednesday, and then yesterday I took a trade and I won, made 75,390. Took a couple trades there actually, but it ended up being a total of basically recouping my loss. So those are my stats for the month and for the week. For the year so far, I'm currently, let's see, currently at 457,890. You guys can see my stats right here. Price kind of climbed up a little bit, lost a little bit, came up a little bit, and then we had a nice win streak right here. Obviously, the second week of April, this is the tariff news when it came out, kind of screwed with my accounts a little bit. I recouped that loss, took a small loss right here on Wednesday, and then I made it right back yesterday. So I'm pretty much like where I was before. It's not really much of a big change, but you guys can see over here, as long as you guys stick to your game plan, you guys should be perfectly fine. So first red month for me for April, unfortunately, but if you were to factor in yesterday's trade, I would technically still be in profit. So I'd be in profit about like 40,000, I think. Whatever the number may be. But I just want to show you guys my calendar here to show you guys, the transparency of my trades here. Because you're not always going to have a great week or a great month or a great day. But as long as you stay consistent for the year, you can do pretty well. Hey, what's up, Tarek? Tarek just made it in. Saw you were at House of Prime Rib yesterday, bro. That place is bomb. Every time I go to the Bay Area, I gotta go there. But yeah, I don't know if you took any trades today, Tarek. The market didn't really give us anything today. Looks like we might be able to, we might be able to get another entry. So I guess I'll hang out for a little bit longer, guys. There's no entries that really came up today. So there was a MPSV2 that came up right here, Tarek. I didn't take it because it was at the session, so obviously red flag. There's an MPSV2 came up at 7:15, and then there's a pre-market entry over here that came up at like 6:17. It hit immediately on open, but that was pretty much it. There was only one setup here for MPSV2. And other than that, price has kind of just been, going back and forth. It's been a fake out day today, so it was probably a good day that you took off today. It was a lot of fake outs on both ends, a lot of ranging, a lot of back and forth movement. I mean, there may be opportunity here for MPSV2 if anybody is still looking to take a trade. The ATR is currently at 26, so your target might be a little bit tighter, maybe 25, maybe 30. Yeah, Brock's done watching it now. I'm thinking it makes sense to now grab liquidity, top side liquidity. Yeah, and I agree with you too. So I'll see if this here closes for MPSV2. I'll probably still take it. I need to see how the candles here close. It's not 8 o'clock yet, but we are getting close to it. So I might not hold it for the full move. Might just go in for quick in and out if possible. Well, we'll see how this candle here closes. John is asking, what's the purpose of market closing above the black line for you to enter? That's the whole strategy. We're looking for momentum signal, retracement, confirmation above momentum. That's why it has to close above the black line because that's where the momentum's at. If it doesn't close above it, then there's no entry there. So it's the whole point of the strategy. It's the third requirement. We need price to close above momentum. It's basically it's this type of pattern. So price pushes up, retraces, and continues up higher. It's the pattern that we're looking for. And then vice versa for a sell, we're looking for the same thing, but the opposite direction. Momentum, retracement, confirmation. Oh man, what a shitty market. All right, so still nothing here. We have a pending sell signal again right there. Again, in order for me to take entry, the green candle has to close above the black line, which is where the momentum's at. It's the third requirement of the strategy. Momentum confirmation, retracement, and then right here. So this might be an entry right here, guys, if it closes above. Let's see, this candle's about to close here. It's got to close for sure green. And it's closing right about now. All right, so let's see. Entry goes right here. Gotta adjust my TP to 335.
Order filled.
30 points. Wait, what is this? 332. Oops. Yeah, the numbers were off. I was like, why is the number off so much? All right, let me see if I can make my adjustments here. So it's about to be 8 o'clock. Some volatility right there. I think let's see. Most of my positions pulled out already. So I think it's gonna pull out right now. There you go. Come on, pull me out of the rest of my positions. All right, there we go. All out. So solid win right there, guys. Looks like it's not a break-even week after all. All right, so yeah, pulled out right there. So you can see my exits. Got in right there, pulled out right there at the 30 points. I would have gone for the 40, but the ETR is just it's at 25.
Order filled.
Order filled. There you go. I'm out. So I would have held on to it a little longer, but there's just no point. I mean, it looks like it would have hit the 40 right there. Yeah. So setup. It was perfect, guys. We were waiting for this trade fucking all day. Oh man, I need to stretch. I've been freaking waiting here all day for this trade. All right, guys. Solid work. Yeah. Great way to close a week, guys. Amazing week. So yeah, there we go. Let me update my profits real quick. What a freaking week, huh? Guys, there's this cool thing on like Trader Sync now where you can like it just keeps your account logged in, so you don't have to like go and log everything in. So now it's just updating for me right now. All right, so solid work right there, guys. Let me go and put this in the chat. Looks like a lot of guys locked it in. Yep, Sam said, boom, got it, bro. Thanks for today, definitely. Looks like everyone is got it. So Barack got it. Tark unfortunately didn't get it because he's on vacation right now. It's all good. Shivam got it. Kyle got it. Christian got it. Nick got it. Daniel got it. Shabam's out. Yeah, Adam said Tarek enters the room. I know Tarek was our good luck charm today. Market was pretty much dead until Tarek hopped in. Went straight to our TP. Yeah, Nick said finish green week, walk away in the green, definitely. Yep, Tarek said market rewards those who are patient. Exactly. Nikki got it. Nice work, Nikki. So guys, just a heads up, if you guys want to sit in on the mentoring session today, I haven't had a mentoring session like pretty much all week. Unfortunately, people were busy, so we had to cancel a couple yesterday. I have two mentoring sessions for today. I have one at 2 o'clock with Nikki, and then I have one at 4 o'clock with Mike, if anybody wants to sit in on that. I'm not going to be answering any questions. It's private between us two, but you guys can sit in and, kind of pull away or take away from whatever we cover. I think Nikki's gonna be good. I think our meeting's gonna be pretty good, Nikki, because we'll be game planning for your trading plan. I feel like with a lot of people, they don't have a trading plan to follow. And I'm gonna try to get some sort of routine going with Nikki to keep her on point so that she can pretty much kill it for the rest of the year. Let's see, once my things are done updating, I'll show you guys all of my profits. It's just it takes forever because I have so many accounts on the Apex. I have my accounts and I have my wife's accounts on there. So it takes a little while for me to upload them because it's not just 20 accounts, it's 40 accounts now directly through Apex. Yeah, Shivam said, appreciate that trade, fix my FOMO trade, and he's happy with it. So here's Shivam's profits as well. I'll save that. Brock is done for the day. Yeah, Brock said he has a weekend to determine whether to continue using 30-30 or market structure based targets. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, Brock, because when the market's lower, the structure based targets work best, but when the market's volatile, the fixed targets work best, right? So it kind of just depends on how the market's moving for that specific time. Nice, Rev caught the trade too, and Sam said love when plans work out. Yeah, 100%. Like this was such a perfect setup because it hit right away, right? We weren't holding on to this for like 5 or 10 minutes. It hit on that first candle, if not the second one, and it played out perfect. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm just gonna screenshot the chart real quick so that you guys can see all the entries that appeared for the day. I'm just glad we didn't close. Well, I mean, I would have been fine if we closed at break even, but I'm glad that we didn't, and we actually closed out in profit. So we got profits here from Arik. Arik locked in, let's see, 1,975 on his first account, 2,250 on his second. Great work right there, Arik. Home run on that one. We got Nick here. Nick locked in 630 on his first account, 1,470 on the second, 840 on the third, 630 on the fourth and fifth account. Nice work, Nick. And we got Christian over here. He locked in 540 for the day. Nice work, Christian. Solid profits across the board, guys. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free. This is not to show off. This is really just to give you guys accountability for your trading. And here's Shivam. Shivam locked in some pretty good profits right there as well. Nice. Nice little recovery. Yeah, Revs, you got both MPSs today. Thank you, Sean. Definitely, Rev. Glad to see you killed it. Let me go over here and copy over the trade for the day. So this here was MPS V2 for 40 points. Let me screenshot my profits over here on my Ninja. Still trying to update my Trader Sync. It's taking a little while, but it's getting there. So, like I said earlier, guys, when I was showing you my Trader Sync, I've upped my contract size. So I'm back to my regular contract size. I'm just looking to take one trade, or two trades a day instead of like halving my risk because the market has kind of calmed down a little bit. So I don't think it's gonna be much of an issue as it was before. All right, so here are my profits. So I locked in basically 1,000 per account. So 1,135 on my main account. My copiers over here locked in 1,085. My smaller accounts over here locked in about 400. And then my other accounts down here locked in 840, 875, etc. So in total, I locked in, I'm gonna say like closer to like around like 30,000-ish. I don't know. Once my calendar loads up, okay, there we go. Perfect. Took forever, but we got that. Let me synchronize this one too. This one shouldn't take that long. It's just my Tradeify. Yeah, Shivam said my cure is that with 40-40, we adjust TP, but if it goes against us, we always let it run. But again, win rate touching 80%, so that's irrelevant. Have a good weekend, team. Yeah, definitely, Shivam. Shivam's asking if bank holiday on Monday. Let me check. What is Monday? I don't think it's a bank holiday for us, but Yeah, no bank holiday for us. We have high impact news that day, so I don't think market is closed for us. Yeah, so we'll be live on Monday, Shabam. I think it's just a UK one. Yeah, no problem. Nick said, as much as I wanted to take 40 points move, as my accounts were set, I trusted the 25 actual ATR. Yeah, exactly, Nick. So that goes back to like what you mentioned over there too, Shivam. You know, the with adjusting the TP stop loss. Normally I would adjust the TP stop loss to tighter, but I just the first time I didn't have enough time, right? That first trade we took, I didn't have enough time to adjust it, so I left it at 40. But normally I would adjust it smaller. Oh, okay, yeah. So Rev said Cinco de Mayo on Monday. Oh, you're right, it is Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, unfortunately, Cinco de Mayo isn't a I mean it's not even a real holiday. Like Mexican Independence Day is September 16th. But yeah, Cinco de Mayo is like a made up American holiday, basically. Um, but yeah, no, it's not a federal holiday, unfortunately. It'd be nice if it was, but it isn't. So we will be trading on Monday. Yeah, Christian said the 5th of May is an excuse for tacos and tequila. Exactly. Barack said, are we interested in the NPS V2 buy loading up now, considering, oh, it's already too late for that. So it didn't actually set up. And Brock said, today was awesome. Let's see how Monday shakes up. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the Monday market will play out. Still trying to upload my positions onto TraderSync. If you guys want to wrap it up, you guys are feel free. I'm gonna try to get this uploaded before I get off because I know I'm gonna if I get off this live session, I'm just not gonna do it. So, all right, so we can try to get this going right here. Yeah, I don't know what's up. The synchronization always gets like runs into some errors. I'm just curious to see what my total is for this week because I am in profit. Pretty nice. We got some more profits over here from Kyle. Nice work, Kyle. So Kyle killed it. 1,450 on his first account, 1,015 on the second, 450 on the third, and 435 on the fourth. So nice work right there, Kyle. Now you can go into the weekend in a good mood into your marathon tomorrow. I know. Good luck to Kyle. He's running a full marathon tomorrow, OC marathon. I could never, but props to you, bro. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the trader sync. It's been kind of lagging lately with uploading my new trades. Maybe because the trade just happened. That's probably why it's a little laggy, but let me check the reports real quick. Actually, yeah, I didn't even upload my. Okay, anyways, it's not gonna upload. I'm just gonna show you guys my stats for the week. So basically, I took a loss yesterday, or I took a loss on a Wednesday. I lost 75,720, went back to my full contract size. And then yesterday I took a trade, made 75,390. So I basically made it back, break even. And then I took another trade right here on Friday, just now, where I locked in about, oh, you know what? It's because I don't have the date set properly. There we go. Okay, cool. So, I mean, these aren't all my trades, but 75,000 loss on Wednesday and then 75,000 win on Thursday. So I break even. Plus, I add in today's trade. This is just for, actually, no, this has my Tradeify. Let me see if I could get my, see, I don't know why it does that. It freezes. Um, Clear filters, your day. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this, but okay, there we go. We're good. Check this over. Okay, so here are my profits. Okay, year to date. So here are my profits from January up until May 2nd, which is today. So total profit of 492,750. Here goes my scale over here showing you where my profits go up, come down for a couple losses, and it comes right back up. We had a pretty nice win streak for March. And then April over here, we had a couple losses for the tariff news. Came right back up, little loss on Wednesday, and then I recouped that and I made more profit. So I'm just showing you guys this to prove to you guys that, like, if you stay consistent, you should have no problem with being profitable long term. So for April, unfortunately, I closed the month out at a loss because the month ended on Wednesday. So I took a loss on Wednesday, and unfortunately that brought my April to a loss. So this is my first red month for the year. And then for the start of May, we have 75,000 yesterday, which recouped my loss, basically break even. And then today's win, I locked in 34,860. It was a partial trade. I didn't take the full entry. For example, over here, if I took the full, it would be 75,000. But because I got out at 30 points, and then I also had to pull out of the other ones a little earlier, it closed me out at 34,000. So total profit of about 34,000 for the week. I know it says 110 here, but it's really 34 because it's break even from this trade and Thursday's trade. So I just want to be transparent. I don't want to show you guys the big numbers and then say this is what I actually made for the week, when realistically I did take a loss on Wednesday, and this would have broken even and then profit on top of that. So it's been a pretty good start to the year so far, or to the month so far. This year's been great. I've only had one red month for the whole year. January locked in 75, February locked in 94. March was an amazing month, locked in 238. Hopefully this month's going to be just as good. April down 25, and then May up 110. So hopefully, maybe I'll break that goal. So my goal right now is to make more than 238,000 every month. I'm aiming to make more than what I did previously. So this is my all-time highest month, 238,000. Hopefully for this month, maybe I'll get up to over 200, maybe 300. If we have a win streak for, like, the rest of the month, we have a full month. So we got 31 days. Hopefully I'll be able to reach that goal there. But yeah, other than that, here's Lila's profits. Shivam said also, why are you capping, Sean? You can run multiple marathons. Possibly. Let's see, we got Lila over here. So Lila locked in 551 for the day. Nice work, Lila. I know it was a little tough, but you pulled through with that. Yeah, Lila said, I just want to be like you. All these 500 and 900 not working for me. That's why I don't post. I'm among trading giants. Look like a little special ed kid who's trying out for the varsity team. You're good, Lila. I mean, if you stay consistent, like I said, those 500 days are going to add up, right? If you can stay consistent for the month or for the year, whatever it may be, you'll be perfectly fine. There's no shame in being profitable. I mean, you're probably doing better than most people out there with your consistency. It's just rinse and repeating the process. So nice work right there, Lila. 551 for the day. All right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here at 2 p.m. for the mentoring session with Nikki. If you guys want to sit in on that, I'll be game planning with Nikki to set up a trading plan and game plan for her to progress from now up until the end of the year. So I'm hoping she can stick to that game plan. And if you guys want to take some notes on that and maybe copy her game plan, you guys can do that as well. So I'll be back at 2 o'clock, and then 4 o'clock again with Mike, if you guys want to sit in on that too. We'll probably be covering some MPSV2, some more questions along the way, and get Mike back on track as well. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, if I don't see you guys for the mentoring sessions, have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys back here on Monday for Market Open.